going on, people? Today I'll be finally talking about the Skywalker Saga, and I will be reviewing all 9 films plus Rogue One. Those all came out in 4K this week, and I will be starting with episode 4 through 6 first. Now, with that being said, I've already talked about how much I like these films in a ranking video. I ranked them all from worst to best. And you can check those out right over here. But for the purposes of this video, I didn't actually give them a number ranking. So to keep this video as brief as possible, I am going to say that Star Wars A New Hope gets a 10 out of 10, along with Empire and Jedi gets a 9 out of 10 in my book. And without any other further ado, let's get straight into why everybody came and clicked on this video. Let's get into the video quality of this 4K release, and they are absolutely, all 3 of them, gorgeous. They were all shot on 35mm, and they have all gone through a 4K restoration. Now, what I will say is these do resemble the transfers that you will see on Disney+, but these are a lot more stable and just a little bit more care went to them, and you can definitely tell in some areas, specifically audio, but we'll get to that later. For the clarity here, this movie has never looked as clear. I've never liked the Blu-rays of these particular movies just because of the fact that they came across kind of soft, even for the time. And here they are just very crisp, very fine lines here, and that is just apparent throughout. Almost no grain. And it doesn't look like a whole lot of tampering went here also. And that is just great. And along with that, you have detail in all 3 that is just phenomenal. And I did highlight a few just in my notes. And some of the highlights that I noticed were like when you go to Dagobah in Empire and you see Luke lifting the rocks, and just like the detail that went into those rocks. You know, it was a simple scene. I've always loved it, but it didn't really seem like they would focus on this, but they did. Those rocks were so detailed, and they just had like wear and tear, like algae, all of it. And when you're looking at the ground on Dagobah also, you have just the individual leaves, and it looks so beautiful. And in all 3 of these films, you have just so much detail that went into the ship design and the creature design that is just awesome. Now, the more clarity you get here and the clearer that it is, you do notice imperfections with some of the prosthetics or a lot of the puppetry, but hey, you know what? That just goes with the time. And HDR is great here. Now, you know, one thing that we all knew was going to be a standout, and it is just the lightsaber battles and how the lightsabers look. It is eye-blinding, and it is gorgeous. Along with that, you have black levels that are absolutely phenomenal. Specifically with these 3 chapters, I would say that they really focused on that, and they got it down. There is absolutely no crushing here. It looks perfect. And I really do love how all 3 of these films looked. And specifically with the HDR, I would say that just because of the color palettes, that Jedi actually looks the best because of the fact that a lot of it takes place in a green jungle, and you can definitely have a lot more colors popping in that way. And for that, I would give that one a little nudge up, but these are all getting 9 out of 10s in my book. They just did a great job here. And as far as audio goes, all 3 films are given a Dolby Atmos audio mix. They all sound awesome. You know, right off the top, when you get that John Williams score, it has never sounded I have never heard John Williams' music sound better than right here, and and you know what? This needs it, and it has it. It's great. Bass response here is a showstopper. So many levels, and it just gets that room rattling bass that seeps into you, and you can feel it in your chest, and yeah, it gives you the right Star Wars feels that you want. Specifically when ships are overhead and you just get that sense of scale through the audio here. Speaker separation is great. Along with that, you have surrounds that are absolutely just given a full workout here. Height speaker work does get a little quiet at times. You do hear the score through the height speakers. And you also, when a ship passes by overhead, can hear the faintness of the ship flying over your head. But what I will say is mostly the bass response kind of just, drowns that out. And one thing that I will say is for reviewing purposes, I keep my height speakers a little closer to me than most people just because I want to hear them without actually getting up. And that is why I heard my height speakers as much as I did here. And with that being said, I am going to give this a 9 out of 10. Also, this does sound great though. And with this box set, you do get digital copies of all of the films. And what I will say is for these particular films, they are only the HD copies. They are not the 4K copies. So just keep that in mind. I believe that they don't get to 4K copies until we get to the new trilogy. And as far as special features goes, they do not skip here. And that is really important to me. Unfortunately, none of them are on the 4K disc, though. So what they have given you is all of the special features that were in the previous Blu-ray releases are here. You get all the discs, and it's all right here. There are separate special feature discs for all of these films, and you know what? It's great. All of the audio commentaries are here that Lucas does, and a lot of the making of stuff is here. All of it is here, actually, and you just get so much. And I feel like even though it isn't in 4K, it is still just iconic as far as special features goes. We know so much about the making of these films, and so much of it is right here on this set. I have to give this a 9 out of 10 because there's just so much here. And that's my last looks at the original Star Wars saga. This is as iconic as it can get for me. You know, I love these films. I will always love these films. They'll always just be near and dear to me. And when I think about what I want out of a summer blockbuster movie, what I want out of just a popcorn flick, this is it. And yeah, this is just so many memories here that I can't even put it into words. And that's my scores here. A New Hope and Empire get a 37 out of 40. And Jedi, just because of the fact that, I actually gave the movie a 9 instead of a 10. It gets a 36 out of 40. But what I am saying here is pick this up. This is what everybody wants from these films. And they have never looked better. They have never been better than right here. So coming up next on the channel, I do have to get into the prequels. That is going to be in the same box set, and I'm going to be getting into that next. So if you got this along with me, or if you got the singles, just comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this. I want to have a discussion about it. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't need to say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.